Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Community Fortress. This one was sent into the show by Smurf on the Discord. If you would like to send in a fortress for me to have a look at on this show, then simply join the Discord. There's a link down in the description of this video. Go to the DF save sharing room and upload the save file. You can either zip it and upload it directly or upload it to a file sharing service of your choice. It's all kind of up to you at that point. This one, they talk about some of their pixel art. They apparently have a really well-liked tavern and a good defense system that they're talking about, so we're going to do our best to go through this. And they said that they also did a underground river, which was inspired by a certain streamer. I wonder who that may be. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this. It's kind of a larger biome. It's got a nice little river out front, too. Pretty standard kind of dwarf fortressy shape. It kind of curves off the bottom of the map. Down here we have a kind of interesting little fishing zone next to kind of some what's the word? Obsidian block walls. I can brain today with a little ramp going up for construction. It's got a little roof. I would have gone around the edges here and put ramps in just to give it kind of like a little kind of pointy, like smooth feel. But main front entryway has this lovely little mural of a dwarf. I'm sure the dwarves who put it together are very happy with their self-portrait. Right here we have coconut palm roots, which actually have a really neat kind of texture in this version of the game. And then around the corner there's this kind of straight edge road and all of the invaders that didn't make it. And we can move our way down this ramp, and it just kind of goes away, and it kind of goes, and then we're going to have to take a peek at this kind of contraption in a moment, but bam, there it is. There is all of this obsidian. So this is a very obsidian-heavy cavern layer, which really makes me wonder how a cavern layer like this could have formed. I mean, there's had to have been huge lava flows, right? Like, it's just, you just kind of look at it, and you're like, man, how in the world could this have formed? Down here, we have a little ramp that goes this way, and this bit's a little confusing looking. I think this is a drain, I'm assuming is what that is. I was kind of, like, the first time I went through this, I was very much expecting this to have, like, a straight kind of walking way for, like, trade, but it kind of doesn't. It just kind of, the ramp just kind of goes down, and then it just kind of goes through this drain. So I'm not entirely sure where the water's going or where the pathway's going there. But also, this is kind of a legitimate concern that I have about this version of the game. I find obsidian really hard to see. Like, it's so jet black, it basically doesn't have textures, and I have a hard time discerning what is what. Anyway, over here we have this very neat kind of water setup. The water is punched through the layers up here in this aquifer, so it's dribbling down into this lower layer, and if we jump up, there's a few other sources for the aquifer as well, so it's just kind of leaking in from various places, and then it's dribbling down through this center here, from what I can tell, and into this river, which is then flowing off the edge of the map. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, it very much is. It's kind of going down and then off the edge here. So it's got quite a bit of flow to it. This area is a little bit dangerous because of how shallow it is, but assuming dwarves have no real reason to path through it, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But these little water wheels in the center are definitely going to be generating a good amount of power to power the rest of the fortress. And then as we kind of move around, we can kind of see, like, I love just the way this ends up looking in a pattern. Like, I wish that they were smooth, these little rock pieces here, but they look so cool. We got another dwarfy pixel art. And I think this may be that tavern they were referring to, which is the Garlic of Ramparts, which has a good number of performers, is lacking a tavern keeper, but doesn't actually need one. Plenty of guests appear to be hanging out in the tavern. We have lord consorts and various bards and other folk, as well as our own dwarven engravers who are telling stories. Up here we have our barracks right next to the tavern in case somebody is causing a problem, which is generally a pretty good thing. Also, I have to note that this fort is running at a solid like 40 frames, or 48 frames on my computer, which is pretty damn good, and it's party time, apparently. Over here, we have this gloriously large, albeit a little bit square, oily sanctum, a temple to the Amethyst sect. Must be something to do with flames or metals or something, if I had to guess just by the look of that. Now, this is a neat little temple, also very square. I would have cut off the corners, but the Absolute Yell, very good name. It's hard to talk over this music. Over here we have the Absolute Yell, which is another little temple. And then up here we have a little dining hall. Kind of a neat take on these. And then this is a very bone-shaped, the sunken channels. This must be a craftsdwarf's guild. Okay, I was going to say it's got to be a bone worker's guild, right? And then over here we got... hold on, I'm going to turn the music down just a tad. We have a pickaxe over here. which is definitely another guild of itself, which is obviously the Miners Guild. I like the creativity there. That's real cool. And then over here, there's this glass structure, which I need to peek at in a minute. And then, of course, the military stuff that we've already seen. One layer above this, there is a bunch of permanent sleep rooms for people who don't wake up, which is very good and very important. Over here is our main kind of trading area. So apparently there is a... Oh, wait, what? Oh, this is a ramp going up. I thought this was a ramp going down. Okay. Anyway, so the ramp going up goes over here across a little electrum bridge for trading, of course. Layer down, we have more kind of a neat little style here for these little rooms. These office setups for like the outpost liaison and whatnot actually look really nice. Quite a fan of those. And, you know, I think I've seen this bedroom style somewhere. I can't quite say where, but regardless, it's real cool looking. You know, it's just a single stairwell down, and then they kind of pop out into these. I've done a very similar one with like kind of a cross pattern, but this is a little bit more compact than mine. I really like doing bedrooms like this. I want to say the first person I saw do bedrooms like this would have been Userune ages ago over on his streams. He did like these kind of... It was like a stairwell down in a hallway, and then a stairwell up right next to it, and then like these little box rooms on either side with like kind of a little circular almost shape to them. They looked really cool, and that's what I always think of when I see this design. And then right down here we have yet another image of a dwarf, which is another guild hall. Up here we have kind of a set of bedrooms, as well as a dormitory in the middle. We have a very large guild hall, the bottom half, not guild hall, the bottom half of this tavern, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, the Garlic of Ramparts. Man, it's a 2-story tavern. Jeez. And as well as a dining hall for the tavern, so you can watch dancing on the glass dance floor. And then down beneath it, obviously, it's got lava heating. And oh my God, this fortress gets complicated, as you can see. So there's some very complicated lava setups going on down here, which I'll be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure what they're for. When I look at setups like this, I go, okay, I know what this is if I built it. But when I'm looking at somebody else's setup, it just becomes a what? But from what I can tell, this looks like a lava distribution system. So minecarts go down here and then shoot up here, and I'm assuming it would spray lava up here. I think I could figure this out pretty quickly based on where things are coming, or what is coming into this area. Okay, so this is a lava distribution system for fending off critters coming in from the caverns, if I'm not mistaken, with a way for the military to get in at rapid speed if need. So where does this stairwell go? Okay. Geez, there's a lot to that. There is a lot going on in that little tiny section. So I'm trying to figure out where they would come. I'm assuming the critters would come in from the caverns, but I can't spot a way in. Regardless, over here we have a big old lava chamber, which obviously has lava pumped up from this lower volcano zone. And as I kind of peek around a little bit, we've got some siege workshops as well as mechanics workshops. Good to see. And a little farming zone. I was wondering when we were going to see one of those. And then a very large brewery over here by the aquatic area of this cavern layer. And then the bedrooms kind of continue as well. And then we have yet another guild hall, which is a armorer guild hall. Very well appointed, of course. I love the anvil-shaped room and the little sword-shaped room and the little whatever that is. Anyway, and then one layer down, we have this very large hospital with some bedrooms around the edges, and more bedrooms, of course, and some storage. And over here, we have all of these temples. These are maybe like the least appointed of the whole fortress. Could use some work, I would say, on the temples. There's a little infinite stockpile here, and somebody getting dragged off to prison, it looked like. What is happening here? No, they were just following each other. I thought that was like a captain of the guard dragging a dwarf off to prison. I was like, what is going on? Over here, we have a very large area, which is the dungeon. Pretty brutal, I would say, complete with stray war dogs. One dwarf in prison who is guilty after being confined. Wonder what crimes they've committed. And then a little hole over here with various other things. You know, it's funny. I love the chaotic designs, even more bedroom layers down here. I love the chaotic designs with the pinwheels and stuff, but it makes it hard for me to discern what's going on. And I think that's kind of the beauty of it, you know? Like, the only person who can really fully understand a fortress like this is the person who built it. And then down here is a very large bedroom for the king and queen. And as we move down, there's more space for the king and queen. and even more space for the king and queen. And of course, their future tombs once they are needed. It just keeps going. There's another barracks down here, even further down, and a library in this big old spire. Is this like a double cavern layer? Okay, it doesn't actually connect. For a second there, I thought like this cavern layer just led straight into that cavern layer, but no. Big library down here. How many books? Looks like 8 objects. You gotta get stealing. Come on. Get to that. Get some more books in this library. And as we move a little further down, there's large areas that have been dug out. Very large areas that have been dug out. This is where they acquired all the rhyolite for the upper layers as well as other materials. And it looks like they're working on this layer now for even more materials. Good to see. And they're slowly digging out this. And as we go down, we eventually, well, it looks like they flooded their stairwell here, which is a little unfortunate, but looks like that's about as deep as they've gone for the current time being. Thank you very much for sending in this fortress. It's really neat to see some of the designs that I kind of work on, you know, like with the little spinning pinwheels and such, and like the underground rivers and the things that I like to do. It's really cool to see like my ideas and the things that I like building in Dwarf Fortress incorporated into other people's forts. It's really kind of awesome, and I love this aesthetic of just like the captured river going through the dwarven city and the underground fortress. There's something about it that is truly kind of awesome to me, just in kind of a fantastical setting kind of ways. So I just want to say thank you once again to Smurf for sending in their fortress, and I'm a bit behind on these, but that's because submissions have slowed down, so I've slowed down in the output. I will very much continue and get through all of the fortresses that I can run on my machine that have been sent into the Discord. So I just want to say a final thank you very much to everybody who's sent in fortresses for this show so far, and I look forward to seeing the more that are coming in the future. That was worded very strange. If you would like to see more episodes of this show, you can find that over on my YouTube channel. And if you would like to support me or the stuff I do directly, you can check out my Patreon, pick up a piece of merchandise, or go over to twitch.tv/BLINDIRL and watch me play video games on the internet with my face and my hands at a keyboard, like a normal person. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.